video here. Decided to throw up another one here live. I was going to actually do a recording and just said, might as well just go live and do it tonight instead of recording and then editing and then re-releasing and stuff like that. So I'm actually going to check out one of the beers that was sent to me by Beerman. And once I edit the description here, I'll put his link into that as well in case you're not familiar with Beerman. But Beerman is out in Oregon. Does a great channel. And one of his past broadcasts, I was on there, commenting like everybody does when they come on here and stuff. And I ended up winning one of his contests where he did a giveaway. So he sent me a few things, including some beer. And so I'm actually going to take a look at this beer today. It is Buoy Beer Company IPA. So there you go. And it's out of Astoria, Oregon. And this one comes in at 7.5%. It is a Northwest IPA, 70 IBU. So, going to see what this one has to offer. Of course, if it is your first time to the channel, I do appreciate that. Make sure to also, if you like what you see, hit that like button. And, of course, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz, everything along those lines. And then, if you haven't seen the webpage, make sure you check that out as well. Whoops. Hit the wrong button here. So if you want to see the website, that's the website right there that you can actually check out. Some of the other things, sometimes they're not videos, there's other things I put up there as well to keep you up to date on beer stuff. So something just to share. But away from that, going to go ahead and get this one open. On the can itself, it makes note on the back. It says, proud, bold beauty, full of flavor. This Northwest IPA is proof that you can go big without the bitter bite. Nothing overboard, well balanced, and lovingly dry hop with Meridian and Crystal hops for a rich, citrusy finish. Beer with a backbone, born from a place where a little heavy weather never hurt anyone. Brewed and canned by Buoy Beer Company. So there you go. There it is again. A look at the beer itself. So yeah. And apparently out on the West Coast, they're pretty well known. I know some other people that have actually looked at this one. Hey, Jeremy, what is going on, my friend? Cheers, buddy. Just decided to throw another live chat up here while I do this beer rather than doing just a regular standard beer review with it. And for this, actually breaking out the good old IPA glass to kind of hit on some of those notes and aromas. But a nice golden orange color on the beer. If I get here closer, you see some of the carbonation, I think. This one does not always focus as much as I like it to, but you can see some of the bubble action, I believe, right there. If I switch it to my other camera, it should pick it up a little easier as it focuses in. It's kind of different having two cameras going, but you're getting a light reflection there as well. But anyway, nice head on it. 2-finger, 2.5 really, pretty much. Barely off-white, nice foaminess to it. Nice aroma, you do get a citrusy type note. You get a little bit of orange and grapefruit coming out. It has a nice feel to it from the hops. Can was dated as well. Always like a date on the can, and that one did have a date of when it was canned, which is nice. I'm still getting a little bit of that malt coming out, so I'm getting a little bit of a sweetness there too, which I like. But a pretty decent IPA, kind of on par for what I would expect to get taste-wise. Get a nice hoppy feel in the taste. You do get the bitterness as well, 70 IBU, so you're definitely over that halfway point. A lot of people like to look at the IBU scale, and if it's more than 50, they'll tell you it's more bitter. If it's under 50, it's more maltier. Kind of pretty much runs in hand that way, I guess you can say, but you can definitely pick up some of the bitterness here. Not overly bitter, but it's definitely there. You have a drying effect in the beer as well, so part of that texture. But I do pick up some sweetness there in the taste as well. Get a nice scratchiness there on the throat. Hops are decently fresh enough still here. This was actually canned 12/22 and today is 1/26, so we're just over a month old. It still has a pretty decent feel to it. I do get a little bit of that lingering, and I usually get this in a lot of the IPAs, like a lingering syrupy type feel in my mind. Get a nice little flavor pull in the cheek area, so the flavors are sticking in there nicely. A little bit of a stickiness there in the beer. Definitely pick up the carbonation, which is tuned up a little bit on this one. Can feel the bubble action in the chest. Excuse me. Had to let one out there, but put it in silent mode. But yeah, you definitely get a little bit of the gas there build up. Duration of the flavor is pretty decent. As I'm sitting here talking, I can still feel the flavor on my lips and everything. So, in that regard, it is lasting around for a good period of time. The more I drink it, the more I feel it there, kind of settling in with the lips and stuff as well. It's a nice put together IPA. It's more of a throwback classic type feel, not one of the ones where you're seeing nowadays where you're getting all crazy with other stuff they're putting into them. And it's always nice to have one of the classics to sit back and just enjoy. What's going on, Gilbert? Cheers, my man. But a decently put out product. I was looking here earlier, hit the wrong button, but this is actually the label from the beer itself, and you can kind of see on the right there what I'd actually read off the can. Astoria, Oregon. Not sure how long this brewery has actually been out there, but I do feel like they've been out there for a bit of time. For some of the things I was trying to read online. On the can, you get the independent seal, which is also pretty decent. Their slogan, Reach for a Buoy. And they say you recycle a buoy, so they're big into the recycling as well, which no surprise out of Oregon. And out in the West Coast, we have a lot of that recycling stuff, as well on the East Coast. It's like all on the coast, they have more of the recycling stuff. I mean, I know we recycle in other spots across the country, but it seems more predominant in a lot of the coastal type areas. Which, when you see some of the stuff that happens to some of the sea life out there, you can see why they're all about recycling and not putting stuff into the ocean and things like that. But not a bad beer. Thanks again, Beer Man, for sending this my way. Again, I will put his link down in the description. And if you haven't been over to Beer Man's channel, definitely recommend checking Beer Man out. He does a great job. He does a lot of the beer reviews. He also does, because where he's legal in Oregon, he'll also do weed reviews and various other stuff, play some games, does some crazy stuff on his channel. But a lot of people like checking him out. It's definitely a great time. Gilbert, the Clintons miss me, his son. Yeah. You're trying to get into their eyesight, I guess. Hey, what's happening, dude? Cheers, brother. Just kind of finished wrapping up a little bit of a review here. Was checking out one that Beer Man sent me from Buoy Beer Company. It is the Buoy IPA. So, nice old school Northwest IPA, nice throwback type beer. What's happening, Vanessa? Cheers to you as well. Hopefully all is good. Just got done watching a little bit more of the footage they had out there from the Kobe Bryant crash, and then had to put some other stuff on. But a lot of people wrapped up there. They had a lot of people out in LA lined up and coming out to the arena and all that stuff. They had like a vigil and stuff going, so affected a lot of people out there. He had a lot of community type stuff they were showing that he was doing. So, 41 years old. Just don't know. What's going on, Bamboo? Cheers, brother. Bamboo in the house again. Yeah, I decided to come back on. I was going to do a review and just record it. And I said, well, I might as well just do it live instead of editing it and all that kind of stuff and putting it out. So, just kicked out one that Beer Man has sent me. And, pretty decent IPA for sure. But yeah, but I'm going to kick back tonight after this and just chill. Probably do a little bit of gaming here to relax before going into work tomorrow. Can label nice and retro. Yeah, it's a nice look on it. If I pull it up here on the page again, it's a little easier. It's got a nice feel to it. Just an old school type throwback. Nothing really being too crazy. It makes it actually stand out more because it has that nice retro look versus some of the other more flashier type stuff that you often can see out there now. So sometimes the classic does stand out more. And their little slogan there says "Beers Up" as well. So, but it's a decent drinker. I think for people that have been drinking for a while and appreciate the old school style, and not really a lot of the newer stuff we're seeing with the hazy type IPAs and things like that. This is one you can definitely dig and enjoy. So glad that Beer Man shot it to me to take a look at. But hopefully everybody else had a great weekend here. I don't know anybody else drinking anything right now. You want to talk about any of the beers you're having? Is anybody having any beer? Or like Gilbert, are you having a beer and a whiskey? Or what's going on if you guys are drinking anything right now? I feel like some of you guys are probably kicking back with something. No flaming skull drones, right? Yeah, some of the artwork you see nowadays, you will come across things like flaming skulls for sure. Narragansett does that sort of thing with their labels. Yeah, they have kind of a nice old school C type feel to their labels as well. Narragansett, their lager actually is pretty decent for a macro type lager. I don't know if they're actually a macro or a craft beer company. No, I think they're a macro now, but their lager is actually one of the better adjunct type lagers out there as well. Uh, Cooking chicken, only Gatorade. Okay. So you're taking it easy tonight while you're cooking and everything. What kind of chicken are you making? Are you grilling the chicken or are you making something in the oven with the chicken? Roasting it? Frying it? Lost 40 S'mores Queen again. Just chilling. Yeah. Just relaxing with the feet up. Kick back. I was watching some of the college basketball earlier. But then when the Kobe stuff came in, I kind of got distracted on that. I was watching Michigan State that I think did win their game, and then I was starting to watch some of the. I want to say it was UCLA or no Oregon in the second game. Tremens and a burger, very nice. That's a nice little pairing to have. I actually made burgers tonight. When I got off from the other video, I had some jalapeno and cheddar burgers that I actually made for dinner with some. I had a twice stuffed baked potato, so that was pretty decent. That was pretty good, pretty filling. And then kind of just caught some stuff on TV. And then came up here and started doing some stuff in my office. And now just kind of kicking back, enjoying a beer. I almost picked up a Tremens last week, the week before, just because I haven't done a review on that on the channel, either of them. So I can easily get the pink and the blue to kind of do like a. I probably do like a side by side if I get both of them, but I probably will pick that up at some point here. I actually met the sales rep for them here in the Cincinnati area for Ohio and Kentucky and I guess Indiana as well. And I need to reach back out there and get some more details on some of the stuff they're actually doing. When you drink a Dragon's Milk, love that stuff. Yeah, that reminds me, I forgot. I didn't do the Dragon's Milk oatmeal cookie. I thought I was gonna do it this weekend and didn't get around to it. You never go wrong with Dragon's Milk. So if you're a stout lover, I should say, Dragon's Milk is pretty solid. And then I am going to drink the Guinness Bullet this week as well at some point, so I can do the review on that one. But it's a full work week. There's no days off this week, so we'll definitely be on the grind. And then our next big holiday, I mean, that we actually have for work, it's not really a big holiday anymore, but like President's Day, actually off that day. So that's like, I think it's like 3 weeks from tomorrow. Unless I take some other days before then. I will be doing a road trip at some point here to Columbus in February. So I'll probably make a beer run to bring back some of the different beers up there. Although I really shouldn't buy any more beer till like August with so much beer that I have here. But when you're in town visiting, you got to check out what they got. And if it's something good, you got to pick it up. Yeah, I agree. The Delirium Tremens, great style on their triple. You say the left hand was good. I might buy that Friday. Uh, the left hand, yeah, left hand is always good. They always do some pretty good stuff. Which one were you talking about though with the left hand, as far as the beer or just the brewery? The brewery itself, I'm always happy with left hand beers. So everything I have from left hand has been solid. Don't worry, you can take off Christmas. It's only 334 days away, right? Yeah. Yeah, I got days I can definitely take up coming at some point, but I think this is well, it's not my first full week. I've had like one or two in January, I think, but it just feels like it's a long week for some reason. But it'll be good. It'll be all right. Get through it. That's what we do. But yeah, but if you get a chance, if you happen to see this beer, not a bad beer to pick up now. It is out of Oregon, so I don't know how far their distribution is. Um, if they Washington, California, they're probably more on the West Coast side of things, but pretty decent. Whatever the base is selling. Well, Left Hand, I mean, they have their what is their base one called? It's I want to say it's like a milk stout. I'm trying to think what it is offhand. Let me see here. You always see like their left hand print on the bottles there. Yeah, it was the milk stout. I think that's what we were talking about that night. But they also have one called the Wake Up Dead Nitro, which is really good as well. That's their Russian Imperial Stout. They had their Fade to Black that I really liked, which was a foreign export stout, but it was a Fade to Black Volume 1. Don't think they make that one anymore. I think they're like at level 5 now. Um, but they do have the regular Wake Up Dead, and they have some other stuff they do. But they do some pretty decent beers. That they're out of Colorado, so with Colorado, it's kind of like you got to make good beers to survive out there because there's so much competition. Tell Beer Man to ship me one too, right? Yeah, I got another one in there from him. I got to try as well. He sent me another IPA too, so have to pull 2 weeks in the winter vacation. May do a much needed local brew trip. Yeah, you told me before, like I think we were in December. You were counting it down like 7 weeks or whatever. So yeah, last year you did a tour, Gilbert, where you went to different breweries and stuff during that week or distilleries, and it was pretty cool. Best left hand brew I ever drank was the raspberry milk stout. Was awesome. I haven't had the raspberry milk stout. The hardwired nitro was probably one of my favorites, but the milk stout itself, just the base milk stout, was decent. Yeah, out of Longmont, Colorado. It's kind of nice having an IPA though now after I've drank so many different stouts the last few weeks. So a few IPAs mixed in there, but definitely the palate had been used to the stout, so it's nice IPA to break it up. Why are some beers bottled with the wire and the cork? Depends on the style for some things, and I believe it's just a way that they want to keep it so that it doesn't get oxidized, and they feel sometimes with that style maybe with the cork it may be better. So like the one I just had recently, that was one. Actually, that one was one from Canada, and over in Europe, that style has a cork more than not for that type of style. So it might have been because that's what they actually use for that, and because they're dealing with the wild yeast, maybe there's something involved there. There are some that are done like champagne type style, and those ones like in a brute type style, sometimes they'll use a cork there because again, it may be something with the yeast or something. So it's probably making it maybe a little more airtight if they do it with the cork. Would be my best guess. That's a good question now. That's something I might have to ask one of the breweries, like, why do they do it that way or some. The ones that I usually see that are that way are usually more of the champagne type beer. So you can put it back on and we'll drink more later, but I drink all mine when I open it. Well, the cork expands when you open it, so it's hard to get the cork back in there, although I haven't tried too hard to do that because I usually finish mine as well. Yeah, so once you pop that baby open. But yeah, I would believe it tend to be because of the yeast and stuff being used and what they're doing to trying to prevent any air stuff getting into it. So, but who knows? Maybe it's for looks. I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question. Have to find out. It's kind of like when some beers have different sizes on stuff. It's a lot of things you get are 22 ounces, but some of them are 25.9. Some are 16.9 rather than just 16. I don't have those answers yet. But that is the beer that I just finished. And what time is it? It's about almost 9 o'clock. So Eclectic is not having a Sunday fun day tonight. So if you guys were planning ahead over that, he had told us he probably wasn't going to do that. So I'm going to actually probably kick back and relax myself. I'm going to jump over to the gaming channel and probably relax doing some gaming. And then if you guys want to jump over there, you can as well. And if not, I will look forward to catching you guys here soon. I'm going to go ahead and get this baby wrapped up. Let me see here. Vanessa had another question. Any stouts come in those really large bottles? Yeah, so you get stouts that come in the 22-ounce bottles. There's some that'll come in. You'll get like maybe the 25 bottle. They're usually like anniversary type beers that some of the breweries will do. So some of their anniversary stuff, you'll get in the 25. Usually your 25 gets into some of the Belgian type beers or Bells out of Belgium or around that area, out of France, things along those lines. Those ones are the ones I see more commonly in a 25.9 ounce bottle. But there are some celebration type beers that'll come in larger stuff too. So I've had that with some of the like Avery anniversary type, not Avery. Avery's usually 22 in their anniversary. Some of the other ones I've had from breweries on anniversary stuff I've seen, but yeah, it can happen. Not as much though. But yeah, well, thank you for being here, Vanessa, and yeah, I always want to try to provide some info when I can, and hopefully you were able to get some rest. By the way, I know you had trouble sleeping, so hopefully you're finally able to get some rest. The last couple days, I know you were up the other day for like 36 hours, I believe. So hopefully you finally got to crash a little bit. I can't imagine what you go through with the insomnia type stuff. That would just freaking drive me crazy. I mean, there's not enough coffee in the world that'll be able to help me out with that. I get the feeling that Bud Light bottles won't have the wire cord anytime soon. No, I don't think they will. Not unless it's a special edition platinum or something. Even the Miller Highlights, they just brought back the champagne bottle but kept the regular bottle cap on it. Wow, 5 days, right? Wow. I don't know how you can do that. Like 5 days and not sleep. I mean, wow, that's something. Well, hopefully you'll get some rest here at some point. That is just crazy. Um, but that being said, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Thanks for everybody that jumped in. Definitely appreciate you all and look forward to catching up with you guys here soon. And hopefully you guys have a great Monday starting out the week tomorrow. And I will look forward to catching you guys soon. Keep drinking that good craft beer. Remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. And I will look to come back. I don't know if I'll do a live tomorrow or not. I may do a live tomorrow, but maybe I'll do it. It might not be a beer review. It might be something else differently. If I don't do a live, I may just upload something tomorrow. But I'm trying to get back and get in something into like a daily type routine. Yeah, and Jeremy says agrees. Please get some rest as well. So definitely, everybody's pulling for you to get some rest there, and hopefully you can find some peace and some sleep for sure. Later, Jeremy. Later, everybody else. Vanessa, Eric, everybody jumped in. Dee Dee. Look forward to catching you guys soon. Enjoy your Sunday night, people. And I will talk to you later.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better come!